provided me with the resources.
Oh,
So thank
it's
you.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Honestly, this is all about sharing our resources, sharing the networks, working together collaboratively with all the support that is out there, and pulling it all together so that it impacts directly on the individual participant, and they get everything that they need in the simplest and best possible way to empower them on that journey to employability.
And I think really use for mothers to actually use the workshop as a launch pad.
Of course.
And so I think for me, it definitely has been a launch pad, and I'm really excited for what is to
catapulted
come.
you to many places.
Exactly. I had no idea when I walked in,
Yeah.
and it's just amazing because they helped me realize all my transferable skills and the barriers that I had to employment were not just my own, but also every other mother that was in that room. And these are challenges that Fazana has faced as well, which makes it so much easier. And
Because she understands.
because she understands the struggles.
Yes.
So that's been really nice as well.
And I just wanted to talk about, the Mothers of the Work, Mothers into Work logo. I really like it because there's a hand and there's a little, there's birds flocking together. And I just wanted to ask your perspective.
Oh gosh,
I really like it.
So the birds were chosen as our logo. The hand is the hand that empowers our community of mothers to freedom, and birds fly, to fly with freedom. And the reason I chose birds is because I wanted birds to symbolize the fact that we have one mission and one destination, which is the economic empowerment of our mothers, our community of mothers. And when birds fly in a flock, they care only for their destination.
They're just flying.
They're flying, They care just for their destination. They transcend all the borders. And
because it's a global, you want to expand it to a global initiative. So.
We do.
Yes.
And the motivation is not driven by money.
Yes.
Birds fly without oil, without money. And they're powered by grain alone. And the distance that they can achieve is phenomenal. The leadership model of birds is something that is incredible too, because it's sustainable.
And I really like the leadership model that you mentioned to me about how the beginning of there's 3 birds and then there is another 2 at the back, and then once the 3 birds in the beginning get tired, the other 2 in the back rotates, and then that shows that they don't have to carry the burden alone. And then that really cultivates that sense of community that you're trying to inspire within the mothers.
Absolutely.
So I really
and I think our leadership model is about having a community of strong leaders at the front who lead from the front, and we have a rotational model that we aspire to, whereby at at regular intervals on a yearly interval, say we had 5 leaders at the front, out of those 5 leaders, 2 would be moved to the back. And 2 from the back would come to the front and learn all the skills that are required to lead this organisation.
Will be well taught, basically.
And that's great because it's sustainable in the sense that if at any one point in time you have 3 people or 2 people who say, well, I don't want to work here anymore, I want to go off to bigger and better ambitions. You've always got a rotational model, so the skill sets are always being shared in terms of the leadership of Mothers into Work. And it's self-sustaining, and the work continues on well beyond our lifetimes.
Of course. Yeah, it's really inspiring.
Thank you.
That's why I chose this. I chose Mothers into Work to actually look into and to research, because it's a honourable initiative because there's single mothers, or even just mothers who are at home because of maternity, or just because they don't know where to start. This provides them with the stepping stone to get into the working world, gain those skills, and just get the job that they've not been forced into, but the one that they want.
That's right for them. Yeah, that's right for them and their families.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things we really do in the work, in the life mapping and the confidence mapping workshops, which are unique and bespoke. And the thing that we do is we talk about all the unique challenges that our community of mothers are facing, and every individual faces a different set of challenges.
Of course, 100%.
And all the resilience factors that a person has.
Yes.
Where do their children fit into this? What challenges do they need to climb? What swamps do they need to avoid?
Yes.
And we look at their skill sets. What transferable skills do they have?
Yes.
What networks do they need to exploit? And then we also think about where they, where do they see themselves in 1 year's time? What's their dream? And what's their life goal? Where do they want to be in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years' time? And then we think about networking and mapping that all out to get from where they are to where they want to be. So it's not just any job. It's it's their dream job and their dream life. How do we go on that journey to get there?
There's a famous saying network is finding your network is finding your net worth. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but it's the saying that everyone says when they're going to networking events, and I always remember it. So what I wanted to say is,
can I just give you an example of networking?
Yes.
So for instance, I have never networked before. I've never really needed to network because I was a nurse and I was a flight attendant. So to be honest, I didn't really need to get to know people for anything. However, I think one of the things that Fazana was able to provide me with, actually not just me, but everybody in the workshop, was she actually did, it was an activity that we had, which was really engaging, and it was about networking, and she was showing us how to network, and I literally had no idea. I can be a chatterbox, but there's a right way to be a chatterbox in a semi-professional setting, and she showed us the step-by-step ways how you can get in a conversation, how to overcome imposter syndrome, how to walk into a room, not with our backs. I used to walk in with my back. But do you know what I mean? And that was really nice because I didn't know what networking was like. I would have probably just stood in the corner until waiting for somebody to come and speak to me. But the networking event that we went to, it was amazing.
But in actual fact, you then went and found that networking event, didn't